Do you ever just even try to relax and your brain starts thinking, I should be doing something? In sex, you might think, is my partner enjoying this? Or I don't have time for this. I have a million things to do. You're stuck in your head analyzing instead of being in your body feeling. And this is what happens when we are in fight or flight. And if pleasure hasn't felt safe or been prioritized for a long time, your brain is just automatically going to dissociate to protect you from something unfamiliar. I'm Dr. Jordin Wiggins, your guide to helping high-achieving women be as badass in the bedroom and relationships as they are in business. I help successful women who feel unfulfilled and disconnected create more intimacy, joy, and pleasure in their personal lives. As the author of The Pink Canary, naturopathic doctor, and pleasure and intimacy coach, I know that hustle culture has taught you that doing it all is the key to fulfillment, but it is draining your energy and killing your intimacy. My mission is to guide you down the pleasure path, reigniting your desire, reclaiming your feminine power, and helping you feel deeply supported, all while thriving in your career. I was having a conversation with a client yesterday. Brilliant, beautiful, professional, built a big business, very expert in her area of work. And she was having trouble doing some of the exercises that we had chatted about in the call before. And I could see the shame on her face. We were trying to discover the times that she had had really great sex, that she'd felt really fulfilled, really in the moment, really connected. And she said, I go somewhere else. And she had such shame around it. But I wanted to talk about dissociating during sex, because that is really what that is and how common it is for high-achieving women. I know you know the feeling. You might describe it in a different way. Your partner is touching you and you feel the ick. Or instead of being in your body and actually receiving that touch, you're not in the moment. Maybe you're making to-do lists. You're worrying about how you look, or you've completely checked out. You've gone where I call my trauma place. It's almost like you're watching yourself from a bird's eye view. And afterward, you might feel numb, frustrated, guilty. You might think, why can't I just relax and enjoy this? Maybe you're thinking, when is this going to be over? I hear this all the time from high-achieving women that I work with. Women who are wildly successful in their careers, who can juggle a million things at once, who are amazing at fixing and solving everybody else's problems. But when it comes to sex and intimacy, they are disconnected. They're dissociated. So if this sounds like you and you're dissociating, you're checking out or struggling to feel present during intimacy, I want you to know this. You are not broken. You are not alone. And this is fixable. First, let's talk about why this happens. Dissociation. Mentally checking out or feeling disconnected from your body, like you're not in it. And it is so common for alpha women, not just during sex. This is a normal response when your nervous system feels overwhelmed, unsafe, overstimulated. So for high-achieving women that do so much for everyone else that we forget to eat, drink, take bathroom breaks, there are two reasons why dissociation is showing up during sex. The first is that your pleasure centers are off. High-achieving women are trained to prioritize giving over receiving. At work, at home, and yes, in the bedroom, you've been conditioned to do more, work harder, achieve, check the boxes, serve, take care of everyone else first. Make sure they are okay first. But when it comes to receiving pleasure, your brain doesn't know how to switch gears. So when you try and slow down and be in the moment, your nervous system fights back. It's in a different gear. Do you ever just even try to relax? And your brain starts thinking, I should be doing something. In sex, you might think, is my partner enjoying this? Or I don't have time for this. I have a million things to do. You're stuck in your head analyzing instead of being in your body feeling. And this is what happens when we are in fight or flight. And if pleasure hasn't felt safe or been prioritized for a long time, your brain is just automatically going to dissociate to protect you from something unfamiliar. Hi, Achievers. I want to share something with you. This is the opportunity you have been waiting for. I am stepping back from private coaching to write my next book. So if you want to work with me in 2025, my 12-week group coaching program is the only way to work with me this year. These coaching groups are small, they're intimate, they're curated of women that have built incredible success, but feel disconnected from their bodies, their pleasure, their relationships. And inside this intimate, high-level container, you're going to learn how to get out of your head and into your body, how to receive without guilt, in and out of the bedroom. You're going to learn how to reignite desire and passion in your relationship, whether you're the high or low drive partner. And we're going to rewire your nervous system for ease, connection, and pleasure. The community is the healing. It's going to happen so much faster together, surrounded by women who get it, who are on the similar journey, and who are ready to take action and make lasting changes. I promise you will not be the participant in the group who is coaching the other participants. It will not be like that. You will have immense value in the connections that you make. If my work speaks to you, if you want to reconnect your relationship, rewire your nervous system, change your relationship to pleasure, do it with me and do it with an amazing community of high achieving women. Come walk down the pleasure path with us, head to the show notes and apply. If you are an alpha woman listening and you have not prioritized your pleasure, you are not doing the pleasure challenge that I'm doing currently with my clients. If we're not focusing on pleasure, or we've never made this a practice in our lives, you've lived your life for years in a state with your pleasure centers turned off. And we know this is the pink canary. This is the canary in the coal mine. It's why I wrote my book 5-6 years ago, because this is a warning sign for feminine burnout, for health issues, for relational issues, for emotional issues. So today is the day, my alphas, to focus on pleasure. The number 2 reason you dissociate is most women have experienced sexual trauma. Even if we don't know it, or even if we don't acknowledge it, here is a truth that we do not talk enough about. And that is that most women have sexual trauma. I was repeatedly sexually assaulted growing up. And the justification that I told myself in my brain is that because it was not penetration, it didn't count. Let's look at some statistics here. 1 in 3 women will experience some form of sexual assault in their lifetime. And honestly, that's only what's reported. I have not reported my multiple sexual assaults. My clients, I would say it's probably 60-70% of my clients have been assaulted and I think maybe one has reported. And a big part of the reason is that as a society, we still victim blame. We still put the shame on the victim instead of holding the perpetrators accountable. The CDC states that almost 1 in 2 women in the United States have reported sexual violence, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner during their lifetime. These are big numbers, and we cannot go down the pleasure path without acknowledging it. And trauma is not just about violent assault. It also includes feeling pressured into sex, feeling obligated, even in long-term relationship, having sex when you really don't want to, growing up in a sex-negative household where shame was attached to pleasure and feeling good, experiencing painful sex and ignoring it because you thought that was normal. I don't know how many of my clients have had painful sexual experiences for the majority of their life because they thought that was how it was the first time, and they just thought that was how it was supposed to feel. So they faked it. This is your PSA that sex should not be painful unless you want it to be. Many women do not recognize their experiences as trauma, but your body does. If you grow up as a vulva owner, you have sexual trauma of some sort. We all grew up in a sex negative culture. So there is some level of trauma there. Ask yourself, have you ever felt frozen, numb, emotionally detached during sex? That is your nervous system letting you know that it doesn't feel safe. You don't know how to be present there with pleasure. And a coping mechanism is to check out. It is a protection mechanism. Your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to keep you safe. And the good news is you can retrain your nervous system to feel safe with pleasure again, or to feel safe receiving pleasure for the first time. And my caveat is, this does not apply to abusive relationships, coercive relationships, manipulative relationships, relationships where you feel like you are not seen, heard, supported. Okay, because on some level, your body doesn't feel safe. And if we are trying to trick it into feeling safe when you aren't actually safe, that's a different conversation that we need to have. So reconnecting your body to pleasure. If dissociation is a nervous system issue, then the solution isn't just try harder to focus, try harder to enjoy it, right? That is the superwoman's. That's our usual solution. Research more, try harder, do more. No, it's going to do the opposite. It's going to backfire. The solution is rewiring our body's response to pleasure. And there's many, many ways that you can do that. Breath work, touch and sensation exercises, guided movement, feminine movement can be so healing and therapeutic. That's why I'm such a proponent of pole dancing and heels classes. Mindful self-touch. Some steps that you can take to start to feel present again. If you're ready to stop dissociating during sex and start feeling more connected to your pleasure, here's some tips on where to start. First, get grounded. Breathe, get in your body, take a bath. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, taking deep breaths and focusing on the sensation of your breath. Sending signals to your body that it is safe. Number 2, slow down. If sex feels overwhelming and you're constantly dissociating, and it depends how significant this is, it depends how significant trauma is, which is why you're going to have to listen to number 4. But if the trauma is more significant, if the relationship is really disconnected and you've been sexless for a long time now, it can feel weird to start initiating. So starting with non-sexual touch, cuddle on the couch, have your partner rub your back, hold your hand, massage your scalp. Notice how it feels without pressure. And number 2, slow everything that you're doing down, sexual touch and non-sexual touch. Do it slower than you think is even normal. It's going to allow you to feel more pleasurable sensation. Number 3, practice self-touch without the goal of orgasm. And this could be applying a body oil, feeling a soft fabric on your skin. How do your fingertips feel? How do your nails feel? You are exploring your body to see what feels good where. And this you're doing on your own. It's building safety and trust with your own pleasure. 99% of the high achieving women that I work with have never explored touch, and they have no idea how their bodies like to be touched. And also, this is changeable. What we liked when we were 20 is different than we are 30, different at 60. And that is okay. That is the way that it is supposed to be. And number 4, do not do this on your own. If past trauma is playing a role, maybe you need a therapist. Somatic sex therapists can be great getting into your body. Maybe you want a coach. If my work speaks to you, this is something that we are going through in my groups, in my coaching. We're giving you tons of tools for how to be present with pleasure and not dissociate during sex. And that is why my clients are reconnecting their relationships. That's why they're having full body orgasms. That's why they have turned the pleasure centers in their brain back on. Okay, it's work, and you do not need to do it alone. It will heal 4 times, 5 times faster in community with a partner while being witnessed. If you have been dissociating during sex, you are not broken. This is not your fault. Your body is trying to protect you, maybe from threats that are old, threats that are from the past. They're not even yours. But you deserve to feel pleasure. You deserve to be present with pleasure. And this is your invitation to start healing your relationship with pleasure. Stop checking out. Start checking in with your body's needs and desires. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Because the more we talk about this and the more we normalize it, the more we can heal.